Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am here for my week 1 results or stats of my gastric sleeve surgery. I'm a little late in making this video, partly because I didn't feel very well and it just wasn't up to filming. So I'm actually almost 2 weeks out, but I will be doing another video on my 2-week stats. So today I'm going to focus only on the first week. So let's get on to my stats. I'm almost 5'8", so I'm just under 5'8", and my highest weight recorded was 239, which is crazy, but that's what it is. My surgery weight was 230, and my week 1 stat, that means that 1 week after my surgery, my weight was 218. So that's a total of 21 pounds from my highest weight, which was actually the week prior to surgery at my pre-op appointment. And so I've lost 21 pounds since then. And then from my surgery, that's a 12-pound weight loss. So I'm really happy with those stats. I think it's awesome. I hope it keeps going in that direction. I'm sure that at some point my weight is not going to come off as quickly. I know this is just the beginning, and that's mainly because I'm eating a whole lot of nothing. Yeah. Anyway, so there's a few things that I want to touch base on my week 1. Coming home from the hospital was not so fun. Didn't feel so great, as I mentioned in my previous video. The next morning, I was very nauseous. Tried to throw up. Nothing really was coming out. I just felt very sick. Didn't feel great. Very weak. But once I was home, I sort of was able to handle my meds a little bit better. Like, I just decided to eliminate a whole bunch of them and focus only on what I really truly needed. So no more pain meds. I dealt with it. I had a C-section. I can handle the pain. It's not nearly, just in case you're wondering, because I notice a lot of people ask this, is the pain from a C-section the same as the pain that you experience when you have gastric sleeve and they cut you in different parts of your stomach? The answer is no. C-sections hurt a lot more. So just keep that in mind. But yes, there is pain. And actually my doctor did my incisions a little different from a friend of mine who had gastric sleeve. She has 5 incisions. I have 4 incisions, but my 5th, he went through my belly button, which, you know, I guess I'll touch base on that now, but I've been having some issues with that. It's fine. There's no infection or anything. He checked it out. He said it looked great, but I have been bleeding sometimes or oozing a little bit. It sounds awful, but I'm being honest and raw with you. I want you to know exactly what I'm experiencing so that if you're considering this in any way, you will know whether this is for you or not. I find that putting a bunch of Neosporin in my belly button and then covering it with a big Band-Aid that covers the entire spot is really helping it out. And the reason for the bleeding and all that, I did have stitches there, so it's still a little tender, but I'm hoping that that will feel better soon. My first weekend at home, I came home on a Thursday night, so then we had Friday. Friday was just like, I was in bed, just didn't feel well. So the weekend, we had a massive snowstorm. I'm talking about blizzard. We had almost 30 inches of snow. And my sister was awesome. She spent the weekend over. So it was my sister, my husband, and my kids, and they all kind of chipped in and helped me out. And it was so nice because she just took over with my girls and still took them out for this to play in the snow and all those things. So I didn't feel like I was being a horrible mom by like being in bed, but I really just needed to be in bed and I needed to just rest my body. I felt like sleeping a lot. I felt very comfy and cozy. I don't ever get to just lay in my bed and rest, and it was just so nice to do that. So I'm very grateful to my family for helping me out. I was basically living on broth, which my mom made. It was very nutritious and it felt very soothing going down, and water. I still love my water, and one of the things that I feared is the fact that I couldn't really, well, I can't chug, but I couldn't take more than like 2 tiny sips at a time without being like, oh, it hurts. So that was kind of scary for me because I love to drink water and I felt thirsty and I'm like, oh, it wasn't quenching my thirst. I will say that it's gotten a lot better. So I'm actually able to take like 3 gulps, not massive gulps, smaller gulps, but like I'm feeling like I'm actually drinking water. So that's good. It's getting better. So one of the challenges with there being so much snow on the ground, what do I usually do when it snows? I turn on the slow cooker, I bake, I cook. It's just like that feeling of being home and cozy and you want to eat comfort foods. Yeah. So obviously I didn't, but I had my sister, you know, turn on the slow cooker and still do the things that we normally would do for my family. And it smelled really good and it was like really weird to not be able to have anything but broth. And at some point I felt myself getting like a little frustrated, like I needed something else, but I wasn't hungry. It's weird. So what I did was I made pudding, sugar-free pudding, and I had bought these 1 ounce little containers, 1 or 2, I think they're 2 ounce containers. They're plastic with the lids. I'll talk about that in another video, like things you might want to consider purchasing while you're recovering from surgery. But I put them all into there, so they're all portioned, and they tasted like it tasted like filet mignon to me. So it was really nice. And I'll tell you, it's like now been a week and a half and I'm kind of over it. But just for those couple of days to cope, and I just felt like, oh, there's something new I can have other than broth and water. So that was nice. The heartburn spasms were rough. I do take omeprazole, which helps with the heartburn. But it, like, at least I have to say, it's not consistent. It's not like I have heartburn all the time and I'm like, oh, feeling uncomfortable. It's these spasms that like you feel it and you're like, oh, and then it goes away. So that's good, I guess. And it's very normal. I did speak to my surgeon about that. There are some surprises. If you watch my first video that I made, of my journey, you saw how scared I was. I mean, I was crying and I just was very scared. And one of the things that I feared most was regretting it. Like, was having that moment after surgery where I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? Because this is irreversible. Like, I cannot get my stomach back. This is a final decision I made. And when I made that decision, like, I just have to know that this is what it is. And I really feared having that freak out moment. And so far, thank you, Lord Jesus, I have not. I've been fine. I've been fine with the whole thing. Like, it is what it is. It's nice to be losing some weight. I'm feeling lighter and more comfortable. And so that's good. Another non-scale victory for me, or I should say the first non-scale victory for me, was something that I just realized was that my feet don't hurt. Prior to surgery, a good month before, I had the worst pain in my feet, like my left foot especially. I really thought that after surgery I was gonna have to go get like an x-ray or something. Like, my feet were just hurting and they don't hurt. I don't know why, don't know what happened, but my feet feel fine. So that's a good thing. So let's talk about my doctor's appointment. I went to my doctor the day after my 1 week post-op. So that was on Thursday. And he was super happy with my weight loss. So while at my doctor's office, I did have a bunch of questions. And to be really honest with you, my first week I was very weak. So I was very concerned that I needed to maybe start, on my protein shakes. I was told my first week not to take vitamins. Everyone's different, okay? My friend took vitamins from day one. I was told that they would probably upset my stomach the first week with just broth and water, so I steered away from vitamins. So I had no vitamins, I had no protein, I had nothing. I just felt weak. So when I did start to incorporate protein shakes into my diet, it didn't sit well in my stomach. Really hurt my stomach. Gave me really bad cramps, and then it winded me for the rest of the day. So I would just curl up in the fetal position and rest and just not feel great. So I've been playing around with the shakes and trying different options and just trying to figure out what's what sits best with me. And also what I've learned is just because something doesn't sit well the first time doesn't mean that it's not going to sit well ever. It takes time for your stomach to get used to all the things that are happening right now. What I did learn was pretty awesome was that on week 2, I was able to have mashed potatoes or mashed sweet potatoes, oatmeal, and yogurt. So I was like, oh my God, food, yay. So that was exciting because when I got home, I actually had like a tablespoon, maybe a little more than a tablespoon, I don't know. It takes me a long time to eat that, of sweet mashed potatoes, and it tasted so good. It was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm eating food again. Something that tastes wonderful. And I have to say that really perked me up. So I guess my body just needed a little bit of food. The yogurt, the first couple mornings I had a few spoons of yogurt and that didn't sit so well either, but I'm happy to say that I am able to eat yogurt now. I am putting protein in my yogurt. And then also that day after my post-op appointment, I went to Whole Foods and stocked up on a few things, and I ended up getting oatmeal, but it was already like ground oatmeal, so it was like powdery, which is what they recommend because you're still eating like everything mashed and, you know, nothing solid. He basically cleared me, you know, of restrictions just to kind of go with what I'm feeling. As far as exercise, I could, except that I told him if I did, I would probably pass out and faint because I just didn't feel up to it. Felt very weak. It was a struggle just to go up and down my stairs. And my belly button still really hurts and it's still kind of oozing, so I don't want to push anything. I'm just gonna rest as much as I can, especially while I have the opportunity to do so. All right, well, I think I've talked enough. I do have more to share with you, but I'll wait till next week because everything that I have to share is sort of like after my first week. So thank you so much for following along on this journey. I hope you are learning, and I really hope that by me doing this that I am able to touch some of you out there that are contemplating and not sure. I'm not here to advocate this surgery to anybody. I'm just telling you my journey and how it's going for me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your comments. You guys have been so nice and supportive, and I really thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Follow along. I'm on social media. I'll put my stats down below. Follow along on Instagram. I'm very active there. Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. Snapchat's fun because you get to see kind of what I do every day. And certainly if you like my channel and you want to see more videos like this one, subscribe. That would be awesome. I'd love to have you on board. So thank you so much, guys, once again. Stay tuned for my next video. Take care. Bye.